What's going on, everyone? So these next two nights, the Los Angeles Lakers are Pelican fans. We need the Pelicans to handle business and beat the Sacramento Kings. And then tomorrow, they play the Golden State Warriors on a back-to-back. Zion, got to show up. We need this guy to just absolutely dominate these two matchups and get the job done. Right? Sacramento, we need them to lose 2 games. We need the Warriors to lose a game. So that way we can stay ahead and potentially get into the A seed if the Lakers win outright. Of course, Brandon Ingram is scheduled to return against us. It's how it always goes, right? Guys are always going to come back when it's the Lakers. Now, even with Brandon Ingram, the Lakers are more than capable of beating the New Orleans Pelicans. They've done it on several occasions. Obviously, Brandon Ingram gives them a huge boost. Obviously, he's an incredible talent and just does so much for that team that the likelihood of the Pelicans winning is that much greater. But the Lakers, again, you got to handle business, right? You lost the game that you weren't supposed to lose in the Golden State Warriors. It seems to be a trend against these top teams in these games that really matter. Well, you got the Grizzlies game tomorrow. Then you got the Pelicans game to round it out. At least give yourself a chance. At least give yourself a shot. Show up, beat the Grizzlies, right? Then go to New Orleans, beat the Pelicans, and then you let the cards fall where they may. At least you have some momentum, 2 straight wins going into the play-in, and then you got to win 2 straight games again, go on a 4-game win streak, which we've just seen the Lakers do several times in the last few months, going on multiple game win streaks. Got to do that. You got to get one more streak here. One more streak going. Maybe the cards fall in your lap and you end up being the 8th seed, and then you only got to win 3 straight games before you get into the playoffs, and then it's lockdown focus, and let's go, whatever that matchup is. Now, it is very possible the Lakers do end up getting 8th, I'm talking about finishing 8th, like through the play-in. So let's say they finish 9th or 10th, and then they win the 2 play-in games, they would finish 8th. First round matchup against the Nuggets is probably where it's at. Nuggets basically control their own destiny. If Nuggets win outright, they claim the number 1 seed. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, so they are officially in the driver's seat for the 1 seed if they want it. So the Lakers could get into the playoffs, and their consolation prize could be playing the Denver Nuggets in the first round. But look, I'd rather play Denver and take my chances than not play them at all, and we're at home watching on the couch, right? At least give me a chance. My option is miss the playoffs or play Denver in the first round. Give me Denver in the first round. I'll gladly take that. Let's go. But nonetheless, starts with the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, as of today, which is the day before the game, so we'll see what happens tomorrow, but LeBron James is questionable. He's always questionable. Anthony Davis is probable. So that's good. It looks like Anthony Davis should be returning. You can't mess around. You got to get this win. The Grizzlies are basically packing it in entirely. They're basically going with the G League roster, and just you look at their injury report. It's basically their entire team. So Lakers again need to take advantage of that. You can't sleep, right? You saw the Clippers do the same thing and nearly beat the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers have sat LeBron James and Anthony Davis and beaten the Boston Celtics. Right, you're still going to be going up against NBA players, right? Just because they have, again, their entire roster out, literally. It's crazy. They're not playing Clark, Baines, Jackson, Conchar, Kennard's been out, Smart's been out, Aldama. I mean, everybody. They are basically going with a bunch of G League guys that have something to prove. Which means, you know what? They're going to bring it 110%. They're going to bring all the effort, all the energy, everything that they have. They're not going to play games, right? They're going to want to try to go in there and get a win, because this may be the only opportunity that they ever have to play in an NBA game. So they're going to give 100%. So you need to make sure that you're not sleeping and playing down your competition. Get this game over quickly. Move on. That way you're in the clear. And again, you let the dominoes fall where they fall. The Lakers aren't out of the conversation of the AC. The problem is they just don't have control over it anymore. Problem is now they actually have to hope that some of these teams end up dropping the ball, which again is why we need the Pelicans and stuff. Problem is, do these teams kind of we've already seen the cahoots, right? Teams selling to try to keep the Lakers down. Does Phoenix say, hey, do you really want the Lakers in the 7th or 8th? Right? Or do they say, hey, we're probably going to be in the play-in regardless, so let's rest everybody, and that way, it's just, I don't know. It's definitely of concern, right? Against Sacramento, I mean, right? Because they're going to play Sacramento too. Do they just say, we'd rather play Sacramento than play the Lakers? Right? It's a real question, and it's frustrating because we had so many opportunities, so many chances to move into a proper seeding, to be fighting and contending for the 6th seed, where if we went outright, we could realistically be in the 6th seed, at worst 7th or 8th. But instead, the Lakers end up messing around, not doing what they're supposed to do. Anthony Davis, LeBron James misses games late. Again, I've defended it to an extent because, again, we don't know all the details. We don't have all the information. We only know that LeBron was sick and Anthony Davis was dealing with some head issues that sounded like a concussion. Right? Now, I know people have said, they said that he doesn't have a concussion. Yeah, because if they come out and they say he has a concussion, then guess what? He has to go into concussion protocol, which means he's probably missing the rest of the season. Not like through the playoffs or anything, but he's probably missing those last 2 games. It's just like, a great example is COVID, right? What, it doesn't exist anymore? What, NBA players all of a sudden became immune to it? Like, no, it's the new flu-like symptoms, right? Oh, they have flu-like symptoms. Because as soon as you say on the report that it's the vid, well, guess what? Now you have to miss a minimum of 2 weeks because that's the protocol. But if it's, hint, hint, wink, wink, flu-like symptoms, well, then guess what? They can come back and play immediately. So those are the things, right? So again, we don't have all the details. We don't know what the deal was with Anthony Davis. We can only assume, but it's just, regardless, timing is terrible, right? Regardless, it's so frustrating that this had to happen at the time in which it happened. Because it's just like, man, we really need to rattle off these wins. But look, it's not over till it's over, right? I'm going to continue to be optimistic. I'm going to continue to be positive and believe that, hey, stranger things have happened, right? Yes, you need a couple dominoes to fall your way. It doesn't mean that they can't. It doesn't mean that they won't, right? Like, you just need to be patient and let things play out. If it doesn't, and we're the 9th or 10th, then we're the 9th or 10th, right? It is what it is. And you win those 2 games, you handle business, and you get into the playoffs, and if you have to play Denver in the first round, then you play Denver in the first round. And you try to handle business, and if you beat Denver, guess what? Sky's the limit at that point. Nobody's probably stopping the Lakers, as long as they stay healthy. But regardless, starts with the Memphis Grizzlies. And the Lakers, even if they rest LeBron or rest AD or do whatever, or rest both, you got to win that game. Because there's no excuse for you to lose that game. Again, the Grizzlies are playing a bunch of guys that were, working odd jobs not that long ago, and now are all of a sudden just getting a game sample size to try to see what they can do. You can't drop that game. You cannot lose that game. Right? If you lose this game, just call it a season, man. Like, it's just, at some point, you got to start being serious. At some point, you got to start showing, all right, we're that team. You did great job last 2 months or whatever, but guess what? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the Lakers didn't finish. So now they need to hope that they can finish these last 2 games, finish those strong, and then dominoes fall into your place, and now all of a sudden, okay, we're in the 8th seed. Fingers crossed. We'll hope for the best. But again, hope for the best, expect the worst, and then that way you're not disappointed. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Think the Lakers handle business? Do you think they win these last 2 games? Do you think that the dominoes fall in place? Do you think the Pelicans help us out here a little bit? Phoenix helps us out a little bit? Do you think that, these teams are going to do whatever they can to keep us out of the conversation, to figure out? Because, they can get in cahoots and say, hey, this is what we're going to make sure the Lakers don't make it. Hopefully that's not the case, but, and then what are your thoughts on players always coming back? Like, every time, players always coming back when the Lakers show up. But Again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.